Problem play writers. The modern drama was definitely founded at the fag end of 19th century. It was only after 1890 that Henrik Ibsen's influence came to be deeply felt. A problem play of ideas treats of a particular social or a moral problem. It has a propaganda value and tries to imply the solution or remedy of that problem. Problems generally related to love, marriage, sex, war, and peace, social and economic justice, crime, etc. Problem plays on the whole oppose all forms of falsehood and firmly adhere to the principles of equality, freedom and justice. In tone and temperament, it is tragic, real and intellectual. It debates the pros and cons of the problem. It is realistic, witty, materialistic and earthly. Realism and naturalism are its backbones. The problem play grew and developed in England from 1890 to 1914. George Bernard Shaw, however, continued to dominate it because of his masterly genius. The problem play became a strong and effective medium of social criticism. It was a new experiment in form and technique. It was strengthened by John Galsworthy, Granville Barker, and several other playwrights. The problem play was brought to an end by the First World War, which turned the theatres into amusement centres for soldiers on leave. The problem play is essentially the drama of disillusionment. It has stripped life of false resentments and exposed the hypocrisies of the contemporary society. It is the revolt against the earlier Victorian conventions. The problem play is opposed to romanticism, idealism, and escapism. No doubt, it has a didactic purpose, but at the same time, it has its artistic value also. Problem play is written in prose, it dispenses with soliloquy and aside and tries to impart a truthful or lifelike rendering of everyday conversation. There are no mighty heroes and downright villains. The characters are taken directly from offices, courts, workshops, homes, and streets. In a problem play, we find a fairly large and interesting group of people who adhere to conventional morality and beliefs. Henry Arthur Jones and A.W. Pinero are the pioneers of modern drama of ideas. They showed a lively sense of characterization that differed from the stereotype figures of the older Victorian plays. Along with them were J.W. Robertson and J.M. Barrie. Pinero had an effective sense of stage situations. His plays are well written and his characters are more lifelike. The most important playwright known for problem plays is John Galsworthy. His main dramatic works include The Silver Box, The Strife, Justice, The Mob, A Family Man, and The Elder Son. John Galsworthy has written the plays of family relationship and social justice. He depicted social problems like economic disparity, social injustice, the capitalist and worker relationship, and cruelty to animals. All his plays are marked with a deep and poignant irony and satire. Another dramatist is Granville Barker, who wrote Prunella, The Secret Life, and The Madras House. He was greatly influenced by George Bernard Shaw. Another well-known dramatist is James Matthew Barrie, who brought Scottish humour to English dramas. His best-known plays are The Wedding Guest, The Admirable Crichton, and Mary Rouse. But the most popular and prominent dramatist writing problem plays is George Bernard Shaw. Shaw was the disciple of Henrik Ibsen, and like his master, he used the drama as a vehicle for expressing his ideas. He rejected the thesis of art for art's sake. His plays are a continuous record of the struggle between artist and moralist. His best-known works are St. Joan, Man and Superman, Alms and the Man, Doctor's Dilemma, and Mrs. Warren's Profession. George Bernard Shaw is the master of the spoken words. His fundamental aim in his drama was the betterment of the lot of humanity. He dwelt upon many problems like prostitution, marriage convention, and effect in English language, particularly pronunciation and spellings, and romanticized soldiers. He ruthlessly attacked religion and medical profession. Wit is the very essence of Shavian plays. His characters are the products of social forces, and some of them are mere mouthpieces of his theories. Thus, the problem plays of the modern age deal with practical problems of modern society and exposes the traditional romantic view of life.